What up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON, and 6v6 has come to Destiny 2. Only after a short 6 months, you're finally getting to try what you experienced during Destiny 1, except it's now with that D2 flare. What do you think of it? What I think might not be the most popular. I actually thought it was fun. I know that's weird to say because the community is totally split. They're like, 6v6 Iron Banner came out. It's pretty fun. A step in the right. Don't you dare finish that sentence. Still no good loot, though. That front we can agree. So 6s, man. I don't know why I found it so much more fun, but I actually found it way more palatable and enjoyable than base 4v4 Destiny 2. Some maps it doesn't work on. We'll get to that in a moment. But in general, getting into the action has never felt faster, and I found it much easier to have an experience more akin to Destiny 1. Now, team shot meta, still there. It's always going to be there at these time to kills. It's going to continue being a game where if two players work together and if you really stick close to your team and do that death ball like strat, you're going to win. You're going to win matches. It is not as easy to flank and get away with quick kills like it was in D1. But I mean, honestly, that's just something that's a given right now. Until they go in and actually make some sweeping changes to the time to kill stuff, this is how the game's going to play. I found it way easier to actually fall back to the loving embrace of my teammates with 6v6 in those kind of circumstances, and there's enough chaos going on some of the maps that you can sort of escape, you know, dip, duck, dodge out of the way, and players might get distracted instead of the, have you ever had somebody just put a bounty on your head and straight up chase you around the map for what feels like forever? You try and escape around the corners and that guy is just ultra thirsty and just tracks you down. 6v6 is like a little more ADD. People are like, oh, there's a guy over there. Oh, there's a guy over there. Okay, over there. And it just, I don't know, it felt easier to interrupt kills. Some of the maps, though. Okay, this is an obvious given. Some maps work great. Javelin 4, big thumbs up. Works way better in 6v6 than it does in 4v4. Legion's Gulch, absolute trash. I did not like that map to begin with. I despise Bungie's affinity for island maps. The Taken King one drove me nuts. Legion's Gulch is the same with a bridge, and it does not work on 6s, in my opinion. It's just a bad map flow. And, you know, Vale. Of course, Vale is going to be really crazy in 6s and not really designed around that, but overall, some of the maps, it played just fine and not as bad as I thought it was going to play. Definitely not as bad as the original 8v8 Rumble stuff. Yes, you will sometimes spawn looking right at another player, and if you didn't like the team shot stuff before, death balls are still going to be king, right? If you walk into a group of 4 or 5 players and it's just you, and you engage in that fight, you're toast, dude. Unless you have a super or some massive advantage like heavy ammo that you can leverage well. But that's how it is in most higher time to kill shooters, man. You can't walk into a big group like that by yourself. And that's, like I said, the reality of what players are going to just have to continue dealing with. Heavy ammo up all the time. I don't know what I think about it still. I'd love to know your guys' opinions on it and what you think so far. Like, heavy up all the time has made an interesting thing. It's like adding a completely secondary game within the match itself. The team that's got the heavy ammo is pretty much always the team that's going to win the match. Just like Halo. I mean, it's just like Halo, but it's very snowbally, especially against really good coordinated teams. Again, 6s was the first time I've had a Destiny 2 like PvP play session where time flew by, got a few hours deep, and I was like, I want to keep going. I was playing with my good Australian buddy Sassy. We were even playing people from Australia, so I'm playing on high ping, and it was still really fun. Or I was playing with high ping. So it was a good time, and I hope that it becomes something that gets thrown into the rotation more than just once a month or once every 3 weeks or whatever. It seems like if they actually designed maps around 6v6, there might be like some real potential there. 4s, I just don't know, man. Destiny 1, I like 3s for like salvage and trials, the competitive stuff in Destiny 1. It still doesn't solve the loot problem. Rewards are still pretty meh. You still see a handful of the same loadouts. Hopefully that exotic weapon pass is going to do it. Sounds like everything's starting to sound like September is when the game is going to evolve and really change, but live team, maybe do more things to shake up PvP just like with 6v6. Don't be afraid to step out and do something dramatic to change the game mode up, player counts, etc. Because you may find something that sticks a lot better than 4s. I don't think people are super stoked on 4s as is, but I could be wrong. I'd love to know your opinions. What'd you think of 6v6? Did you play it this week? What'd you find that you liked, that you didn't like? Am I totally wrong? I'd like to know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll talk with you again very soon.
Warlocks. The Iron Lords had those. We called them smart people.
Warlocks. The Iron Lords had those. We called them smart people.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is this
Apparently
Iron Banner?
Yeah, hunters are people with guns. That's all they are.
Wait,
We call them
is it-
people with guns.